Hi guys, Happy New Year. Hello everyone. Oh, this is asking me to share. That's a cool pop-up. Hi everybody, my name is Tracy and I am with Tracy's Fancy and I am here on Dixie Belle Paint's Facebook page, their main Facebook page, to paint with you guys a little bit tonight. Happy New Year. I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and that you've got something really fun planned for tomorrow night if it means you're at home. Just maybe you and yourself and you, I don't know, but I hope it sounds like fun. Hey Katie, hi Margot and Pam, hello, please say hello when you come on. Hi Lynn, I really was not going to go live tonight. I'm not going to go live after this. I usually go from here over to my page afterwards. I'm a brand ambassador for Dixie Belle Paint, and I also own my own paint company called Tracey's Fancy, and usually after I'm live here, we go live over on my page as well, but I'm not going to tonight. Hi Dixie Belle. Dixie Belle is on with us tonight as well, you guys. They are here to answer questions, and Terry, hi sweetheart. So good to see you, hun. They are here to answer questions behind the scenes that I might miss and that others of us don't answer. We are a tight-knit community. We are very happy you're here. If it's your very first time, please let us know that you're new. Dixie Belle Paint is a chalk mineral paint company that offers not only paint, but like everything that you can imagine that you would need to create something with chalk mineral paint. Chalk mineral paint is a super easy product to use. It allows everyone to feel like a boss. It allows everyone to feel successful in their project. Very, very different from a latex paint, very different from acrylic paints. It blends beautifully. The colors work really well together. It works really well with water. It's all natural. There's no VOCs. It is just a great product to work with. I'm a huge health advocate and I'm very particular about what I surround myself with, what food I eat, what products I use on my body, and what I work with every single day, 7 days a week. And this paint is safe. It's beautifully heavily pigmented, so the color is gorgeous, as you can see behind me. I love a lot of color. I don't use a lot of muted colors. I use a lot of bright and bold colors. So we're gonna play a little bit tonight. We're not gonna be too serious. Maybe it's a good time to ask questions if you'd like, because you're gonna have a little bit more of my attention than if I were working on a really big project and had my back turned to you a lot. Thank you, Deb, thank you. Yeah, I had a few days. I was sick for a few days and Matt's not feeling so super great either, but I'm feeling much better. I'm just not gonna go live on my own page because, you know, it's a holiday. I'm just gonna not do it. But I do want to paint with y'all. I was out here yesterday painting and I want to talk to y'all about last week. So last week we went live, or I went live right here on Dixie Belle's page. And what is a VOC? So VOC are compounds that are made in a lot of paint products, unless they are products that are conscientious and trying to be, they're the fumes, like the things that when you open up a can and you can smell fumes. I think it stands for volatile something compounds. I don't remember exactly what the word is. I forgot what VOC actually stands for. But you can smell them. It's the things that makes it dangerous for us to inhale or to get on our skin. It's just a friendlier product on the human body. I did. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you. So last week I met with you guys and I told you that I have a kitchen cabinet job. There are 15 doors, which is not a big kitchen, but it's not the kitchen cabinet job that I used to do, not where you go in and you paint their whole kitchen. This client of mine drove from Fort Worth and she's painting the bodies of her cabinets herself. She's actually going to be using Dixie Belle's The Golf. This is the Golf right here. It matches my nail polish. Isn't that crazy? Matches my nail polish, and I should redo that before New Year's tomorrow night. This was my Christmas color. Anyway, this is the Golf. Love it. Love, love, love it. It's one of my favorite colors. And she's doing the base or the bodies of her cabinets, and she brought me all of her doors. So I have all of her doors here, except for 2 that she forgot in her car, and they are in transit. They're being shipped to me right now. Yay, Donna! I'm so glad. It's really different. It's different. So listen, last week I met with y'all. I showed you how to wash it, how to prime it. We used the gray B.O.S. primer. I don't have that down here right now. And then we painted a coat, right? We painted one single coat. After gray B.O.S, we only needed 1 coat of Golf. So that was that. And then we broke out the new silkscreen stencils by Dixie Belle, and we used silkscreen stencils. We did some mandalas. We did a southwestern border. We did, y'all talked me into doing a dream catcher, right? Y'all talked me into doing a dream catcher. They showed well, they worked well, they were beautiful. I love, love, love the silk screen stencils, and I will use them again on these doors, on some of the other doors and plans, but I didn't have a real good idea yet. Like I had a little bit of a vision, but not much. Anyway, when the vision for the vase and the flowers came to me, they didn't work very well. Volatile organic compounds. Thank you, Andy. I thought it was volatile organic compounds, but I wasn't sure the word was organic, which is really silly because you're right. It's AKA nasty chemicals that you breathe in. So you would, yes, low VOCs are great. I have a liver issue. I have a chronic liver disease, autoimmune liver disease that is quite advanced, and anything that I breathe in or eat or put on my body, your liver filters all of that. So having been in the furniture painting business for 12 years, I've breathed a lot of fumes and a lot of chemicals. I'm not saying that that's what did it, but it didn't help my liver at all. So as I was in my healing process and a healing journey, I had already known about Belle. We'd already been in touch, but I hadn't signed on with them yet. And I said, okay, guys, I'm going to take you serious. So I'm gonna do this because I need to work with a really, really good, clean paint. And so yeah, that's what VOC stands for. So anyway, I decided I'd paint over my silkscreen stencils. So sorry guys, they're gone. I painted over them. You can sort of see it a little bit. I don't know if you can see if I put my camera down. Okay, so do you see over here how there's a little bit of a mandala left in there in this area right here? There's half of a mandala, still kind of doing like a peekaboo effect, and I love it. And I don't think I'm gonna cover that with anything else. I like that. There's a little bit of one right here. And there is a little bit of the southwestern border that you can see over here. And I'm okay with that. I'm fine with it. And that's what I wanted anyway, was to layer them, but I didn't want them to be prominent like they were. And I said, you know what, just forget it. I'm going to paint over them. I'll use them somewhere else as I do like a mountain scene. I think I'm going to use the mandalas as like part of my mountains, part of the hills and the valleys. So that's that. So anyway, I decided to go with this whimsical flower vase full of flowers covering 3 doors. So this is what I did. I drew out my plans. Let me show you what I did here. I drew out my plan. This is her refrigerator. This is my drawing. This is her refrigerator, and these are her 2 lower cabinets, 2 drawers, 2 upper cabinets, and 2 small cabinets on top of the refrigerator. So I'm not working on these yet. The 2 drawers are going to be black and white striped. This client is a color lover. She's a gypsy at heart. She wants boho glam. She wants gold and bright, bold colors, but we got to make it, you know, I don't want it to look just awful. I want it to have some grounding to it and be fun, but not make you go, you know, I don't want you to have a seizure because you walk into her kitchen and it's like, whoa, you don't want it to do that. So I have a plan. So I drew this out. I drew a vase, and you can see that what's in the vase flows all the way over from one side of the kitchen, across the cabinet, and over to this side, up into this door. So let me show you how I have the doors here, guys. Do you see this? This is exactly how they are in her kitchen. These are the 2 upper doors, and next to that are 2 more upper doors, and then this would be the top of her refrigerator right here. So I needed to set it up that way so that I could visualize it as I worked on it. Would you guys do me a favor and push that share button? I would love it if y'all would push the share button with anyone who likes whimsy and color, because this is going to be, so do not judge at this point because this is very much. Can TVs go off? There's not a TV on? Sorry guys. We have a storm that came through. We've had rain all day, and we have a big cold front that came through. So I hope that we don't have internet issues, guys. I'm sorry. Donna, thank you. Oh, I'm glad you think that this looks like fun. I'm glad, because this is just the background. So let me tell you, none of this green that you see from the Gulf, none of that will be showing. You will not see any spaces between flowers. This is just the beginning. Oh my gosh, we lost like half our people. I hope if y'all will share, we'll get our people back. That internet glitch was not our friend. All right, let's start pulling some paint out. So what I've done here is I've used only blues and reds and turquoises and whites and a lime green. So now I've taken all of those colors. I don't want to use those anymore. I'm done with those colors. Thank you, Terry. And I've set them aside. I've pushed them to the side, right over here. I'm just gonna show you my method of madness here. Those colors I've used, they're pushed aside. I don't want to use those colors anymore. Now I'm going to start with a whole new palette of colors, and I'm going to introduce the new palette of colors to this up here. So I've got my little palette here. You don't have to have this. You can use a paper plate. You can use an acrylic board, whatever you want. So I'm going to let y'all watch me right down here. I'm going to let y'all watch me load my tray with these different colors, and I'll tell you what the colors are as we load them up. So I've got light pink. I'm just going to spoon out. What I want to do is put this out so that I have it readily available as I become, you know, like a Picasso. Or as I paint like, what's his name? Bob Ross, right? I'm going to have everything out and readily available. This is Plum Crazy, which is another shade of our pink. It's a deep shade of pink. So I am going to be using that as well. A little bit of that. I'm probably spooning way too much out. Normally I would just kind of paint from my open jars, but I'm trying to be a good example here. So here is a little bit of, this is Flamingo. I love Flamingo. It's like a beautiful peachy pinky coral color. I'm also going to use another orange, which is, oh good, we got our people back. I'm so glad. This is Florida orange, which is absolutely 100% just true orange. You can see that right here. So I'm gonna pour a little bit of that in here. My paints look really thick and messy, and my lids are gross because, guys, I paint all the time and I leave my lids off. And Dixie Belle paint, the one thing that's really awesome about its versatility is if you would like to thicken your paint up a little bit, you just leave your lid off and it thickens up. Then the next time you use it, if you want it to be a little bit thinner, you just add a little bit of water and it will thin out for you. So let me get myself some yellow. So as you can see, we're going kind of with a completely different color palette here. Oh, this daisy's a little bit old. I got to get off the top of that. Now see if it's this thick, doesn't matter. You can still use it. We'll just add a little bit of water to that. Just put that right there. It's a little bit of yellow. Let's do some Lucky Lavender. Now we have used, I already used purple up there, some purples and white, and that kind of made a lavender, but this is more of a pure lavender. So I'm gonna go with a little bit of lavender, and I'm not gonna use any green. I'm missing some green. I've got tree frog green right here, and I'm missing some green in my, when I look at these colors plus the ones I've used, I'm like, oh, I need green. But I don't want to use green in my flowers because obviously I'm going to have green in my leaves, right? And I'm going to have a lot of leaves. The other thing I'm going to have a lot of is black and white. So here is my sprayer. I told you I was going to add a little bit of water to the yellow. So I'm just going to spray that on there, let that sit, and let me grab my black and white, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, so now I've got Fluff, which is my favorite white, and Caviar, which is the black that I use most often. I'm gonna put my white right here in the middle because you can always blend your paints while you're working with them, and you can always add a little bit of white to any color to lighten the shade that you have. You can also add a little bit of black to any color to deepen the color that you have. So I'm gonna put a little bit of black right here, but I'm gonna be using straight up black and white. We're gonna do some checks. We can do those together right here. We're gonna do some X's and O's, some polka dots, and most of those patterns will be in black and white. So this is what my tray looks like. Now remember, we added a little bit of water to this yellow. We probably are gonna need a little bit more. It was pretty thick, but it doesn't matter. It'll water right down. Sometimes you just have to let the water set on it for a second. And that's that. It's gonna be a little bit thicker, but I'm okay with that. All right, so I've got my tray ready, and you can see that I've got a ton of brushes right here and available, and I also have a jug of water right here that I'll use to dip in. So this is just a free, this is like doodling with paint. That's what we're doing. I used a piece of chalk when I first got started to kind of lay out where my pattern was. And as you can see, I left that in plain Gulf, and then I did highlighting all around it. So I mixed some Peacock down here. Peacock is this color right here. I mixed Peacock down over the Gulf over here, sprayed a lot of water. And this up here that looks yellow, do y'all know what that is? It's not, it's Limeade. I used Limeade. Limeade is such a beautiful highlighting color. So I used Limeade across the top. Oh, there's a little bit of my wind catcher, dream catcher up there. And then I carried it all the way over to here as well. A little bit of Limeade in the top, a little bit of Peacock on the bottom. All right, so I'm just sharing your tutorial to my areas. I'm trying to establish Dixie Belle in my area. Karen, you are so welcome. Thank you for sharing too. Thank you. Everybody needs some Dixie Belle in their life. All right, so let me give you, see this rose? Okay, here's what the roses look like when they first start. They just look like blobs. Here's one that's just a blob. This one I went ahead and put a little bit of detail just so you could see where I was gonna go with it, but this is nothing like what that rose is gonna look like in the end. That rose, hi Kathleen, that rose is gonna have so many patterns on it. Every single layer, like the rose petals that fold all the way around, every single layer is gonna have stripes and you know, with tiny little brushes like this. And I'm just gonna sit and just doodle and be like, oh, I'm gonna make stripes on that one, and I'm gonna outline that one with white. But see how this one up here looks just like a blob? That's how they start. And then you just keep adding and adding and adding and adding. So this is just the background. But what we're gonna do tonight, let's start filling in some empty space, okay? So let's get, where'd my paper towels go? Let me get, this brush is a little bit wet. All right, let's see, what can we start with? Let's start with some light pink. I'm gonna start with a little bit of light pink. I'm gonna fill in, we'll just start over here. We'll just start right here. I'm just gonna fill in a little bit of light pink. And I mean, I'm just being free with my brush. Just kind of doodling, just like if you were just, you know, sitting somewhere and you're bored and you just start doodling without really thinking. So that's my first shape. So I'm gonna kind of keep my light pinks that shape. And I'll just stick one over here. Let's stick a little light pink over here. I'm just gonna kind of fill this in. I have no idea what this flower is gonna be. The other flowers, yes, I was like, I'm gonna make a rose. I'm gonna make a bud rose. I'm gonna do a tulip. I'm gonna do, you know, something that's like a more of a wildflower look. But these, no, these are just fillers. They're just gonna be fillers. I'm just gonna fill this in just like this. Without thinking, do y'all ever do anything called free writing? Where you free write, where you don't worry about punctuation, you don't worry about grammar, you just let your feelings go. Have you ever done that? That's really therapeutic and it's really a lot of fun. I love it. And I'm gonna take this, can y'all see over here? I'm gonna take this over here. So I'm just gonna put this right on the edge on this one. And then I'm gonna carry it over to this one right here. Even though they're broken up and they'll be spaced out like that. So where else can I add? So I'm going to take this down. This will go like this. Maybe I'll put a smaller one right way down here. I don't want to go any further than those little white dots that are down there. I don't want to go any further than that. Okay, so that's my light pink. Let's add a little depth to our light pink. So let's put a little bit of Plum Crazy. So I did not change my brush. I'm just using the same brush here, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of depth to it. Just putting a little bit of extra color in, like this. No real plan, just moving it around in there. Just so that your eye has somewhere to go besides just a plain flat pink color. Anyway, this is sort of like free writing. Just go, don't really think about it. That one's kind of thick. But it's okay. All right, we're done with that. I'm gonna put that brush in the bucket. Let's pick up another one and move on. Hi, Lori, how are you, hon? Anybody have any questions about the madness here? Let's see, let's introduce, let's introduce some orange because I actually knew that I wanted to put orange in the middle of the white. So let's put some orange in the middle of the white, just like that. Just kind of a little bit of a messy. We needed some orange, that's for sure. A bit of orange. I mean, clearly, guys, anyone could do this. The trick is bringing it home, if that makes sense. The trick is doing it, but not stopping, not being afraid to just keep going and going and going and building, and then knowing when to stop. All right, so now let's do a bigger orange. Let's do a big orange flower. Let's do something that, let's do, what shape should we do? No thinking, Tracy. Just go, go, go. I'm feeling like that. That one's probably gonna have like some spikies coming off of it. Let's do it. Good. We're quiet. I'm not ever this quiet, am I? Quiet, quiet. Oh, we do have some. Let's see, Donna. Would it be easier to block in the green for leaves first, or will you have that many flowers? I'm going to have that many flowers. And I could block in my greens now. But I think I'm going to use those as fillers, because a lot of things I'm going to be doing are, I want the flow to show. So my leaves will kind of go in those directions. Like these leaves will go more of the downfall. These will be more of the ones that will sprout up. So yeah, it's going to be pretty filled in. Pretty filled in. All right. So that's that. That's done. I'm done with orange. What should we do now? Let's do some straight up circles. Let's just do some straight up circles. I think I'm going to do bright yellow. So that yellow that was super thick, I'm going to leave it pretty thick. I can dip in a little bit of water, and let's just do a straight up circle. Ooh, I like that. I like. The leaves will also be much more vibrant and will kind of layer on top, so they don't have to be, just filled in between. They're just going to fall freely. Ooh, I really like the circle. Where else, guys? Maybe a smaller one right here. A little cluster. How fun. Let's see. I think I hear your dryer running. Always, Donna. Y'all can always hear my dryer. Belva, hello, honey. Hydrangea, Daisy, Lilac. Are you naming my flowers? You are. Interesting that you're painting shapes versus trying for a specific flower. And it's on purpose, Lynn. I like that you noticed that. That is my point. I don't want it to be, I do have some specific flowers on there, but I also want it to be childlike. She wants it to be childlike. She wants it to be very whimsical and very, which to me I consider to be sort of childlike, but on purpose. That's definitely what we're going for. Okay, so let's do a little bit of black. I want to put a little bit of black in the middle of this right here. I don't really want to start doing any detail yet, but I'm going to do a little bit of black in the middle of these. This one is more like this shape. And did I have another one of those? Do y'all see another? No? I didn't have another one of those. That was it, huh? So like this yellow, I know for sure the yellow circle that I just did, I felt it as soon as I did it. I know for sure that I'm gonna use black on top of this one, and I'm just gonna go in a spiral like this. Just like that. The ticket is to have so much going on that no one's going to just say, oh, well, what about that right there? You know, right now we're looking at it, but I want people, when they go in her kitchen, they're not going to be like, oh, well, what about that one flower? No one's going to say that. There's going to be so much going on here that it's just going to be obvious that it's this huge bouquet, and no one's going to notice. So that for sure is that. I'm going to go ahead, now that I've got some black on my, I'm going to do a few of these like in here. We'll just start adding some depth and layers to a few things. Anytime you've got some paint on your brush, go ahead and use it where you can. Like that. All right, so now I want to start adding some white. I want to fill in some white in some areas that really aren't necessarily a flower. So like this area right here, I'm just going to kind of do a fill in. Just like this. Does it make sense? No, it doesn't, but it's going to be a fill in, and it's going to have pattern and design. So it's going to add kind of a pattern and design. Is it a perfect coverage? It's not. I'm gonna do it there. I'm gonna do a little bit of it. Let's do some over here. Can y'all see me over here? Do the same thing over here. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to it. And you can use your finger like this right here. I can get in here and kind of smear this around with my finger. Same thing right in here. If I want to add that, add a little bit of paint to it, and get in here and use my finger. I can do that. Now, if you doubt what this is going to look like, that's okay. I get it. If you make sure you're following me on Tracy's Fancy. Because I will always post these afterwards as soon as I'm done. These white spaces are just some empty spaces that I'm going to be filling in with some pattern and making it super fun. And also what I call my grounding. I'm going to do like a little bit of grounding. I consider black and whites to be grounding colors. And that had a little bit in it. And I'm not going to do my patterns on these spaces yet until I know that I'm through filling in with different designs. So I'm going to add some more circles as well. What color can we go with? Lavender. Let's go with some lavender. Put just some. Oh, that looks pretty. That looks good. I like this lavender a lot. In fact, I'm going to add two more right here by the bigger one. And see, I know that y'all are watching, but if I were out here by myself, once you start, it just gets really easy to start just moving. You can just kind of move. and go with it. And then you need to, it's important to step away and see where you're missing and where you want to add. I need to take some lavender over here for sure. I'm just going to do a little spot over here. This is smaller in this area. Nice. Nice. Hey, Michelle, you think? It is. I look at it on the screen. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty good on there. I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. And it is so far from being done. I'm going to sit and just use tiny pins like that. Not pins, tiny brushes like this. And just be really up close with it and go super detailed on every single piece. So the next time you see this, each flower will have a lot of layer. The areas that I've done right here will have like crisscross patterns. I don't want to do that yet because I want to make sure I have all of my color added. The very last thing I'll do is go in and do like my black and white crisscross patterns, my black and white X's and O's, things like that. And eventually I will also be shading with the Gilding Wax up on top of the, oh, I know what else I want to show y'all real quick before we go. So this up here, I'm going to be using the Gilding Waxes up on the WoodUBend that I added there, and I also added it in the far bottom corner. But look what else I have, y'all. I have a bunch of broken WoodUBend pieces. Dixie Belle sent these to me. These are, like, look at this. Look how great this piece is. This is a broken piece of Dixie Belle. They sent all of us ambassadors like a bag of broken pieces that they had. So I'm gonna add more dimension to this bouquet by adding these in for leaves and twigs and such. So, you know, we can stick a leaf in here, or, you know, add this in up here, or this swirly thing can, you know, be coming out up here. So they'll just sort of be, you know, like when you make a bouquet and you stick all the twigs and stuff in it, I'll be adding all of these. I have a bunch. Like, look at even pieces just as simple as this. Look at that. Even something just like that. It just adds depth and dimension to them. So these are going to all be various shades of green. I'll be adding them, and then because they're raised up and they're painted green, I'll go in with my finger with the Gilding Wax and put some gold Gilding Wax on top of it. So there's going to be a lot going on. I really, really appreciate you guys coming on and being nice and not saying, what the heck is that? That's crazy. But I like it so far. I like it a lot. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you for the faith. Thank you so much. And thank you for joining me on this week. I know a lot of people are out of town. I wasn't sure if we'd have very many people on at all, but thank you for sharing and thank you for joining me. And whoever is manning me tonight with Dixie Belle, thank you for working tonight as well. I appreciate you. If anyone has any questions at all, just comment right here in this video and one of us will catch it. If you're looking to look for Dixie Belle in your area, Dixie Belle is sold around the world now. So if you will just go to their dixiebellepaint.com website and type in your zip code in the search bar, they'll pop up retailers that are near you. Hi, Lynn. You're welcome, honey. Thank you, Brandy. They'll show you retailers in your area and you can actually go and purchase paint in person. If you like to order paint online, I put my link as well at the top of this video, and you've seen all the colors here, right here in front of me, a rainbow of colors, and you can order online. If you order $50 or more, shipping is only $10, so it's a really good deal. And I think that's it. I think that's all we have to cover. Thank you, Donna. Happy New Year to everyone. I'm sure there's probably going to be someone come on after me at 8 o'clock Central that will be painting right behind me. So if y'all want to hang on, someone else will be here. Hi, Deb. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dixie Belle. I appreciate you. All right, we'll see you guys next week. We'll be doing furniture. Next week, we'll be doing a kitchen hutch. A friend of mine's mom passed away recently, and it's her, not kitchen, it's her dining room. It's a sentimental piece. Her mom's dining room. It's very traditional, kind of early American dining room hutch, and she wants to go like farmhouse shabby with it. So we'll be working on that next Wednesday night, 7 o'clock p.m., same time, same place, okay? We'll see you guys then. Talk to you later. Bye.